Welcome back to another episode. I am Sticks. This is my best friend and co-host D-Lo, and we are Too Complex. It's been about a month since we brung y'all some content, man, but we back in the saddle again. But before we get into the juicy content we do have for y'all today, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the bangers that we drop. Sir. I guess we can say every week, but we about to get back into it, man. We got a new format for y'all too. We got a new format for y'all too. So don't even trip. We're gonna bring y'all some more content, man. But listen, every single week, don't you ever forget it either. Don't you ever forget it. Yeah. But D-Lo, man, listen, man, it's been 3 weeks, bro. It's been 3 weeks. What's been good with you, man? What's up with the boy? Matter of fact, before I get into it, bro, I gotta wish my boy Too Complex. My boy birthday was what, a week ago? Literally a week ago, right? Was it last Tuesday?
Yeah. It was last Monday. Monday.
My boy birthday was a week ago, man. Happy birthday to motherfucker D-Lo, man. That's my boy.
I appreciate it, my boy. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday to you, man. How did you spend your birthday, man?
You know, spend it out there sucking that golf, but you know, it is what it is. It's just not one of the. He said he sucked.
Hey, listen. He said he sucked, but he gonna see me out there looking crazy when I come back home tight. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you don't play though. I've been playing and I still suck. That's what I'm saying. But it's just
I ain't never seen you.
Just
play,
not one of those gifts that God gave me, man. I got to work at it.
He put you on the football field. That's why.
Yeah, and apparently I wasn't that great at it.
Stop.
We're not getting into that. We're not getting. That's not what we're here for today. That is not what we're here for today.
Do your thing.
Here to discuss. We're here to have a podcast to discuss sports and entertainment, but also to catch.
That is sports. That's sports.
What I have been. Yeah, but not about me is what I'm saying. We here right now. We're talking about what I did for my birthday. Like I said, I was out there on the links, sucking it up, and spent time with the family. The wife, she's very festive, so she made sure I enjoyed it, even though I tried my best not to make it a big deal. But
for sure,
I appreciate her.
The wife gonna make it. The wife gonna make it a big deal regardless, man. So.
Right.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man.
Yeah, but other than that, I didn't do much. Just chill, play golf, getting old, chill time, spend time with the family.
For sure.
The usual D-Lo thing.
For sure.
What about you, man? How you been in the absence?
Man, listen, bro. So, the first week was Father's Day, so I just kind of chilled out there. You know what I'm saying? Sam, I didn't spend that day with Sam, but I didn't feel like it was crazy because I'm here now. So I see her like all the time. And she had some stuff she had to do before she got out of school, some things she had to make up. So I was like, just do your thing. We'll make it up, another time. So she ain't come here for Father's Day, but she did wish me a happy Father's Day. And she made sure that she made sure she told me that. So that was cool. The next week, brother had surgery. So, you know what I'm saying? So the first week we won't hear because of Father's Day. The second week we won't hear because I had surgery. The third week I was recovering from the surgery.
Yeah, we just said
what I'm saying? Yeah, I was recovering. So it was all good. But I mean, I had a little preventative surgery. So it wasn't nothing crazy. It was, just something that makes sure that things don't get worse. So your boy good, man. The recovery's been straight. Little pain in the belly button. But other than that, we Gucci, man. But the last 3 weeks have been very restful. Got to get back into the grind for the job. But other than that, same old thing, man. Same old thing. Same stuff, different toilet, bro. For real.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Same stuff, different toilet, man. For sure. So to get into the content today, bro, we got some things going around the NBA. We're going to talk about a couple of things. But the first thing we want to talk about, D-Lo, is Bronny to the Lakers. Now, I've had a couple of conversations with a couple of people around, my circles, the gaming community, my job, you know what I'm saying? People like that. And I don't know what side you on. We're going to figure that out here in a second, but I have my take on it. I'm going to let you get your take, man. How do you feel about Bronny being drafted 55th to the Lakers? Is this something that he deserved, or is it something that is a product of nepotism? Which one is it for you, D-Lo?
So, I mean, it's definitely a product of nepotism. And to be honest with you, after just thinking about it, I don't really have an issue with it. It's a complicated situation nonetheless because of what all comes with it. Bronny playing at USC last year, didn't produce a whole lot, but he also was coming off of heart scare, the heart little cardiac arrest that he had, recovering from that. So his minutes,
congenital heart failure,
yeah. So he had minute reduction and whatnot. Getting back to the swing of things, but then he's also LeBron James' son. Everybody knows what LeBron has done for the league. So it's definitely nepotism, or can be viewed as nepotism, but I don't really have an issue with it because there have been worse picks at 55th in the NBA. And
there ain't been too many good ones at 55.
You know what I mean? So there have been worse picks, and it's not like Bronny in the combine didn't show that he has some type of athleticism. He has the skills to be something in the NBA. It may not be a great player, but who knows, right? But I say I don't have an issue with it because, again, if anybody deserves to afford their children privileges in the NBA, LeBron James is one of those individuals. Whether you like him, love him, hate him, you're indifferent about him, wherever the case may be, he's definitely an individual that can afford that. And I mean, it's not like Bronny was the first pick. Now, if he was like a first round draft pick,
like a lottery pick,
I might be like, come on now. Sure. I think the only issue I really have with it is I was wrong, and you were right. You said he was going to get picked regardless. He was going to go to. He would be a one and done regardless of what it is because of LeBron. And I was like, I don't see him being a number one, a one and done. So if that's the only issue I have with that is that I was wrong. But again, Bronny's not making any decisions. Bronny's it's not a leader of any group of people. He's a good kid, but he's not in the driver's seat when it comes to making those decisions. And if we're talking about nepotism in America, we know that there are plenty of kids that have been privileged to be put in situations where they are making decisions and they're not ready to make those decisions, or they don't deserve to be in that situation to make decisions to be in positions of power, but they are because of who their parents are or because of who they know. So I really don't have a real issue with it. As much as I thought I would, I don't think I do. So what about you? How you feel about it?
So, yeah, you're right. I did say that he was going to get drafted regardless. I also said that I don't think he deserved to get drafted. But I did say he was going to get drafted regardless. He was going to get drafted because of his dad. And I don't have an issue with the nepotism thing either, to be perfectly honest with you, because nepotism is rampant in society anyway. Like, not just NBA. You see it in the NFL. You see it in business. You see it all over the place, bro. So I don't have a problem with the nepotism situation. The problem that I have with it is the rampage that people are going on because of the nepotism, because it's LeBron James. I can't stand, like, we talk about Bron all the time as a guy who can't win for losing. Like, anything he does is going to be shat on because they're comparing him to Michael Jordan, which everybody knows.
Hold on. No. I mean, I know that's a word, but I ain't never... We're not going to breeze past that. We are not doing that today.
We can't breeze past the shat? We can't breeze past the shat?
We can't do that. We cannot do that. Say,
listen,
what?
Bro.
Sticks?
Everything he does gets shat on.
Wow.
Because he's LeBron James. Like, LeBron James is the epitome of, like we keep talking about, he's the epitome of you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And this is just another situation where people are criticizing LeBron James for getting Bronny, who a lot of people deserve. He didn't deserve to be in the NBA. I am one of those people who say he shouldn't have been drafted. I think they could have got somebody. I think they could have got somebody else at 55, like his teammate, Boogie Ellis, who averaged 16, 4 and 3, just like, you know what I'm saying, Bronny averaged 4, like 3 and 2 or something like that. So it's like they could have got Boogie Ellis at 55 and got Bronny off the UFA and been good. Like, they still could have like, they could have at least let him go through summer league and see, okay, how is he going performing in summer league against all these other rookies, all these other guys who are competing for roster spots. How is he going to compete? How's he going to compete against those guys? And then gave him, you know what I'm saying, some kind of contract. But this man is about to get a multi-year guaranteed rookie contract, bro, at 55, pick 55, bro. So it's like, yes, this is nepotism. Like it 100% is. Like Bronny averaging 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists does not, his production, just like D'Lo said, does not deserve to be in the NBA. He does not deserve to be a second round draft pick. But because LeBron is his dad, that's why he got there. Now, D'Lo also mentioned, it's not like he don't have talent. It's not like he didn't show in the combine that he can shoot it, that he does have some athleticism, that he can defend. I mean, he's a little undersized coming into trying to be he's not going to be a point of attack defender. He might be a wing defender, like a 3-and-D guard, something of that nature, but he's not going to be guarding people's best player. So Bronny is going to come into the situation. He's coming into a situation where I don't think he can lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we being real, okay, let me backtrack that.
Yeah.
If he doesn't at least show a little glimpse of some type of performance or some type of production in this year, he's going to get heavily criticized for it, especially because he's LeBron's dad. I mean, LeBron's son. So So I do agree with that. But in the same sense, he's LeBron's son. Like, I don't know. Right. I mean, it's going to be one of those things where he going to have to do something or at least show some kind of progress going into year 2 to where they can say, okay, we picked up Bronny at 55 and it was warranted because he did this and he's going to be able to do this moving forward in his career. Yeah. I also read that Austin Rivers is, you know, of course, he was a product of some kind of a product of nepotism. He played very much way better than Bronny did when he was at Duke. So he was one that deserved to be picked in the lottery where he was. So Austin Rivers is a different type of story, but he played with his dad and with the Clippers, and he was a little bit of a product of nepotism too. But he's one of those guys who was like, hey man, like I just hope he goes somewhere and is able to progress and just low key get out of his dad's shadow. Basically what he was saying pretty much. So I mean,
getting out that shadow.
He's never going to be able to get out of it. But
out of that shadow.
Never. He's always going to be compared to his dad, which I can understand why
it's
changed
unfair.
His name from. Very much so. There's no way.
Unfair.
There's no way, D-Lo, that he's going to be able to match anything that his dad did. His dad is on the Mount Rushmore. You can say 1A, 1B. You can say 1, 2. You can say 2. You can say whatever you want to say. He's on that top 4, regardless. He's on that top 4. Face is on the mountain, bro. You're not taking it off. So Bronny's going to have he's got an uphill battle moving forward. But I mess with it that he's in the league. I'm one that say he shouldn't have been drafted. They probably could have still got him off the undrafted free agent and been good. But who am I to say
he was in these guys doing? He was in a win-win situation coming into it though, because he 100% said he was in the transfer portal, but he also had his name in the draft, which means like okay, and he said, I just want to hear my name called. I don't care. Mm-hmm. If I don't get my name called, I can go back to school.
That's how they was playing it. But
that's how they were playing it, right?
That's how Rich Paul was playing it. That's how the media was playing it.
That's the theatrics that Rich Paul put behind it.
Exactly.
Whatever the case may be. I think Bronny actually would have went back to school if he did not hear his name called. But
and that's probably what he should have did. If we being real, that's probably what he should have did. Like,
I mean, probably what he should. But like we said, it is not like he did not show he had some skill to play the game at the combine
for sure.
Because before the combine, I knew he had athleticism, but I didn't think he was shooting like that. And it still remains to be seen in game situation. Pros look great shooting against air or catching against air, throwing against air.
I look good shooting against air, and I was a football player.
You know what I mean? But when game situation hits, everything changes, right? So, but I mean, he was in a win-win situation with this anyway, because again, if he didn't get his name called, he could have went back to school, but he did get his name called, and he's playing with his dad, who's gonna take. I mean, he's going to get criticized, Bronny is, but his dad's going to take on the brunt of the criticism for this decision, as he already has, and has the Lakers. So, I mean, I said, when you said he's in a win-win situation earlier, but now as I'm talking it through, he probably is in a win-win situation. But people are just going to be people. They're going to throw everything at him just because of who his dad is, and be unfair to him and be ugly towards him because he is a product of a situation and the hard work that his dad did to get him into the situation, to get him on the Lakers. So.
Right. And we just got to see how it progresses. Shout out to JJ Redick whenever they were introducing Dalton Connect and Bronny as the draft picks. And he was saying, hey, this is something that Bronny that he earned, that he deserved. And some part of that is true. It's a little, you know what I'm saying? They got to play it to the media, but some of that is true. He did earn it. He does deserve to be a professional basketball player. He has the athletics. He has the talent for it. It's just, you know, the nepotism is crazy, but
the real question is, was JJ's position earned? But we ain't gonna get into that right now.
I'm gonna slide out on that one. But
yeah.
I'm gonna slide out on that. But I mean, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. We'll just have to see how they perform this year coming up, man. But we'll check it out.
Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, staying with the NBA, man, free agency hit immediately after the NBA Finals was over, and there's some big names that have been on the move currently. Sticks, what do you feel? Who do you feel has had the biggest move right now? In early stages of free agency.
That's easy. It's the 76ers, easily the 76ers.
Okay. You think it's easily? It's not even any other.
Not even
move
as
close?
of right now. Not even close. The 76ers is the biggest winner because you extended Maxey.
Yeah.
You still got Embiid, and now you got that third star. Even though he's going towards the end of his career a little bit, he's towards the back of his prime. Now you got Paul George in a situation where he can make this team better, and not only that, they retained. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. I see his face, but I'm drawing a blank on his name. Kelly Oubre. They retained Kelly Oubre. Only thing they lost was Tobias Harris, which honestly
they replaced him.
They replaced him with who though? I can't remember.
With Paul George.
Oh, with Paul George for sure.
Yeah,
so I think me personally, I think the 76ers is easily the biggest winner so far in this free agency. But to be honest with you, if going forward, they really ain't nobody else out there other than DeMar DeRozan, which we'll talk about. I'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, I think they're easily the biggest winner so far to me. Who do you think is the biggest winner?
I think it's a tie, honestly. I had to think about it because I think
I know what you're about to say, but go ahead.
My initial thought was the 76ers and Paul George.
Okay.
But then I got to thinking, I was like, if he can get back to shooting halfway how he was.
I knew you was about to say that. Go ahead.
The Mavs, bro. Like I think the Mavs is a big move because again, they're coming off the finals where they did not look good at all against the Boston Celtics. Especially with shooting. But the thing that got them to the finals and got them in the position that they were in towards the end of the year was defense.
It was defense.
And so if they keep the defense up, if they can bring that into next season, along with Klay, who was also known as a defender, so you add his defensive prowess on that end, his shooting. If Kyrie and Luka can play like they did in that playoff run,
really how they played all season for real. Yeah, they were playing well together all season, but that playoff run was good into the finals.
Yeah, the Mavericks look hard to beat. If Klay is shooting like a splash brother and not a trash brother,
I like that one. I like that.
You know what I mean? And
that might be the title. I ain't gonna lie.
if Kyrie is balling like we know Kyrie can ball, if Luka can stay healthy and put up the numbers that he put up last year, should have been MVP in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. I don't have a vote, so that means nothing. I think that's a big move for the Mavs. Now, does that get them over the hump to win the championship? Probably not, but it definitely can get them back into the finals again. True.
I agree. So who were you done? I'm sorry. I didn't mean were you done? Oh, so who do you think is the biggest loser so far in free agency, D-Lo?
The Lakers.
100%. But I think it's a 3-way tie, but I'll let you go ahead and tell why you do.
I think it's the Lakers, man, because it's clear as day to me that in my mind, LeBron understands he's probably gonna sign a 3-year deal. He's not gonna be maximized those 3 years, right? And so I think LeBron understanding who he is, the criticism that he gets for as of lately.
Everything.
Anyway, yeah, everything. But as of lately, destroying teams, I'll put that in air quotes.
100%.
I think he's trying to pass the torch to AD as the person, the man with LA, but then also make sure that there's somebody along with AD when Bron rides off in the sunset. And so, but it doesn't seem like the Lakers, I think they're trying to trade to get there, but it doesn't seem like they're actually like really putting forth the effort to do it.
Bruh. So, okay. I'm going to talk about the Lakers here in a second because I got a little bit more information.
And Golden State.
Yes. But the other two teams that I think really lost in free agency is the Clippers and the Hawks.
Wait. Why do you think the Clippers?
Because
they lost PG, okay.
But they lost PG and they re-signed an aging Harden to an extension as well. Like, why would you even do that? You could have
played well in the playoffs. He finally played well in the playoffs.
He finally played well in the playoffs for that. What the two series they lost in the second round, right?
Yeah.
So
if Kawhi
he played okay in the playoffs, but
is playing I'm sorry to cut you off, but if Kawhi is playing in the playoffs, they probably beat the Mavericks.
But see, that's another thing too, though. You're betting all your money on a guy who hasn't been healthy in the past like 4-5 seasons.
I don't think he hasn't been healthy. PG not to come back.
I'm not even talking about PG. I'm not even talking about PG. You gave a bunch of money to Kawhi Leonard, who hasn't been healthy since he was in Toronto. That was 2021.
Right.
He hasn't been healthy since then. He hasn't been healthy in the past 3 seasons. Hasn't played a full season in the past 3 seasons. Hasn't played a full playoff in the past 3 seasons. But you're betting all your money on Kawhi Leonard. You let PG go for nothing.
Wow.
You re-sign.
Yeah. They did do a sign and trade. So I can't say I don't think they let him go, but he apparently wanted out. Like Clay wanted out.
For sure. So you let PG go for basically nothing. You re-sign a guy in James Harden who only averaged 16 points in the season and 5 assists, and you re-sign him to a $35 million a year, 2-year extension, which don't make no sense to me. And you don't have nobody,
money, bro. You know that.
Well, true, but why would you bet money on James Harden when you could have let him go to the market, see who nobody wants him over the past 3 years? He's done teams dirty. See that nobody wants to even bet on James Harden and sign him back with less money.
Well, the Lakers are going to try to pick him up.
That wouldn't have been. I don't think that would have been a good fit. But that's just me.
That's one of the players that Bron said he would take a pay cut for is James Harden.
True, and I'm gonna get to the Lakers as well. So
yeah.
So that's why I think the Clippers will lose.
Before you say that though, I understand where you were going with the Kawhi point, but understand the PG loss is worse than the Kawhi loss. It's worse than betting the house.
100%. 100%. I agree.
Well, I guess it's in tandem because the reason that the PG loss is worse is because
they bet the house on Kawhi to get PG.
They bet yes. So, but they basically they gave away Shea and a whole boatload of draft picks.
And a couple other players too for Paul George.
For Paul George.
So that is worse. That is 100% worse because they lost a lot of capital that they had. So that's the Clippers. I think the Hawks are losers because number one, they drafted the wrong Frenchman. To me, they should have drafted Alex Sarr. That's just me. I think they drafted the wrong Frenchman. And then they gave up DeJounte Murray literally for nothing.
Yeah.
So now who are y'all? So now who are y'all gonna get with that capital that y'all have now? Because y'all got some draft picks, which were kind of insignificant draft picks, and a couple of players. So now who are y'all gonna get to build around the rookie and Trae Young? Because like that, to me, that's just because now Alex Sarr would have been so much of a better position because they drafted a point guard Frenchman when they already have Trae Young. They could have got a power forward Frenchman that was better. They could have got Alex R, who's better than the guy. I can't even pronounce the dude's name. I'm just saying the number one pick. That's who they picked up. They should have drafted Alex R.
But did you? When he got drafted, everybody's like, "Huh?
Who? Did you see the post I put on Instagram? I'm watching the draft. Like, who is these niggas? Like, who is these? I knew who Alex R was, but
Tommy Davidson.
Like, who is these?
Who
niggas?
are these?
Who are these niggas? Like, who is this guy? So I'm like, so that's why I think I almost said the Falcons. That's why I think the Hawks lost. But then you get to the Lakers, and we're gonna talk about Golden State here in a minute because we got another point about that. But I'm gonna get to the Lakers, bro. The Lakers for the past couple of years have done nothing in free agency, bro. And it's kind of getting frustrating because you got LeBron saying he gonna take a pay cut so that way you can go get somebody on a what is it, a multi-level extension on an MLE to be able to sign a quality role player. He said he was taking a $20 million pay cut for that. So you can go inside a quality role player. Then you whiff on Clay, you whiff on James Harden, you whiff on Valanciunas, which I think would have been the perfect pick because you need AD to play power forward, bro. Mm-hmm. You get Valanciunas on the play
power forward anyway.
He wants to play power forward.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you could get a guy Valanciunas on the MLE, but then you could have offered Valanciunas $17 million, $18 million, up to $20 million for Valanciunas, which he don't deserve that. But you could have offered him way more than what he signed.
Basketball money is different, man. We got to stop saying they don't deserve it. These basketball players make money. It's like, what?
I agree.
They get average.
OG Anunoby is making $50 million a year. Do you think OG Anunoby deserves $50 million a year?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Valanciunas ended up going, I think, to where did he go? I think he went to the Pelicans for $10 million.
He went back
$10 million a year. I think he. I can't. I have it up here somewhere. Let me see. Valanciunas. No, he went to Washington.
Yeah,
on a 3-year $30 million deal. The Lakers could have offered him 3 years, 15, and didn't do it. That would have been the bid that you could have had right there behind AD. No Diddy, and y'all would have had the center that y'all needed to have AD play power forward. And then you see LeBron James taking a pay cut. Then you let D'Angelo Russell take his player option so that way you can trade him eventually, but you don't trade him.
They're trying to find a team to trade him to.
But there's nobody. Yeah, but they're gonna have to do a sign and trade because they talking about getting DeMar DeRozan. They're gonna have to do a sign and trade to get him. But who you trading? Because you ain't got no capital really. You got draft picks now, but you ain't got no capital really. Because who wants Gabe Vincent? Who wants Taurean Prince? Who wants who wants these guys, bro? Who wants these dudes to sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan? Like you have no leverage. And so now for the past 2 years, you ain't done nothing to get no, bro. Like, oh my God. Then they talking about like you said, they're talking about bringing Taurean Prince back. They're talking about Taurean Prince, which was the problem because that's the reason why hands in his pockets ain't the coach no more because he loved Taurean Prince so damn much. And he kept putting him in the rotation and he was a net negative on the team the whole year. You know, Darvin Ham, he was in there. He was on the sidelines of the games playing pocket pool the whole game. You know that.
Come on, bro. Leave that.
He was in, man. That man had a hole in his pocket. He was in there funneling something. But anyway,
stop it.
But now the Golden State Warriors, they lost too. Go ahead and talk about Golden State, bro, because I've been rambling for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, just one, you let Chris Paul go. Who is? I mean, CP
on a vet minimum $10 million for 1 year. But
I mean, he's on the probably his last couple legs. Last
for
leg,
sure,
to be honest, of his playing career. But he's played a long time. He's been in the league 20 years. This would be his 20th year, right?
Yeah, this would be his 20th. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they let CP go. They traded Clay, but I don't think, like I said with PG, I don't think. They wanted to come back.
I mean, they just let Clay go.
It was It was a signing trade. It was a signing trade, okay, and then they traded him. Yeah.
Got you.
Just like PG. PG was a signing trade also. I mean, you can check it just to make sure I'm telling the truth because I don't want.
No, you're right. I
don't want to be on the podcast a lie.
No, you're good. You're right.
But yeah, so it was a signing trade. Then who else did they let go?
That's it. I think. if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was somebody else.
Those are two bigger
let
names.
go. Somebody else said they let go. Oh well, no, that's not it.
Oh,
yeah, I mean
the Wiggins thing that you talking about.
I mean,
right?
yeah, we'll get to the Wiggins, but so they let PG go. I mean, not PG.
Mm-hmm.
They let CP go.
Mm-hmm.
They let Clay go in the signing trade, and they thought they were going to get PG, but PG ended up going to the Sixers.
To Philly. Yep.
Now, one of the other things that's why we're saying that they're losers is they told Andrew Wiggins he can't play in the Olympics for Canada because they want to make sure he's healthy so that he can be traded in the future. Like, huh?
Like, what is Golden State doing, bro?
What is going on? Listen, Bob Myers would never.
Dog.
Bob, I mean, Mike Dunleavy, man, what you doing in Golden State, bro? They gonna get you up out of there quick, bro. You
quick.
You're gonna be in there long. You probably be there another year, and then this be your last year. Because I mean, it's just a lot going on. It's just a lot going on at Golden State. The team has been in decline since Bob Myers left. It seems like free fall, if you will.
For sure.
And so, but the Andrew Wiggins thing is funny because, like, I understand business is business. You want to make sure that your assets are in their best ability. They have their best ability, their best shape, so that you can get more assets for them and whatnot. But how you gonna tell a man that he can't play in the Olympics, which is to some, I believe Andrew Wiggins played for Canada in the last Olympics, but for some people,
pretty sure
this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And you're going to tell him that he can't play because you want to make sure that he's as healthy as possible. Again, I know some business people out there going to come for me, but you can't do that. That's just out of pocket for me.
Indeed. I mean, and it don't make no sense to me, bro. Rob Pelinka and Mike Dunleavy are terrible right now. Like, they're the laughing stock of the league as far as like GMs because they're not doing anything to help their teams, bro. And it's getting annoying just watching it, dog. Like, oh my gosh. Like, between all the California teams other than Sacramento are stinking it up right now. They're stinking it up. It don't make no sense, bro. Like, at least Sacramento re-signed Malik Monk, who was a 6th Man of the Year candidate last year. At least they re-signed him. They didn't let him go nowhere. That was good for them. But like the best thing that the Lakers did was sign Dalton Connect. That was to me that was a really good pick.
Drafted Dalton Connect.
Drafted Dalton Connect. That was a really, really good pick for them. But as far as the offseason, they've been sucking it up, bro. And I'm like, what are they gonna do? When are they gonna make a move to put Bron in a position to where, like you say, he can hand the torch over to AD and have a good farewell to where he can compete for another championship, possibly? Like, what are they gonna do, bro?
Kobe wasn't afforded that, so we can't expect for.
That's
Bron
true.
To get that
That's
either.
true. That's true. That's true.
But yeah, the Lakers just have been not that great this offseason. I mentioned JJ Redick earlier, so they whiffed on getting another coach other than JJ.
The UConn coach, was his
Dan
name?
Hurley.
Dan Hurley, yep. I think he was playing the Lakers though, low key. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, of course, he was using that as leverage for
UConn. Yep,
and then also in recruiting too. You can say, well, I was up to be the Lakers coach, and so on and so forth. Come play for me,
NBA level coach to play for. Yep,
right. You know what I mean? And then especially with the transfer portal and all that stuff now, and UConn being 2-time national champion, back-to-back national champion. So, I mean, yeah, definitely. And then, like I said, again, I don't have any issue with Bronny being picked. It could have been worse picks at 55, but then you draft Bronny in the second round rather than getting somebody that can actually help your team. I shouldn't say it like that. That can be a valuable piece for your team specifically. Like, you could have got a big man, you know what I mean, at the second round pick. And then you just right now you haven't gotten a name in free agency that's going to be, that can help you out, help you win in playoffs, get past the Nuggets, not struggle with the Nuggets in the playoffs for the next year or so. So I mean, they're just looking bad right now.
They're looking bad for sure, G. For sure, they're looking bad.
Yeah. Andre Iguodala
Hey,
on Melo's podcast. What is Melo's podcast name? I say it all the time.
What is Melo's podcast?
Bro, this is what happens when you don't pod for a minute. Like stuff just don't flow as it once did. Melo's podcast is 7 something.
Podcast.
Anyway, on Melo's podcast, Andre Iguodala says that the NIL is ruining young athletes, specifically hoopers. He mentioned
7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Yeah, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. There you go. I knew it was 7 something. I just couldn't. I don't know. So he's Andre Iguodala is saying that the NIL is ruining young athletes, specifically young hoopers. How you feel about that statement, Stick? Do you think the NIL is ruining young athletes?
I don't think the NIL is ruining young athletes. I think the transfer portal more so is ruining young athletes to me. Because, well, I'm gonna say it like this too then. I think it's a mixture of both. I think it's more so the transfer portal, but I think NIL is because when we were in college, we had to work for positions. That's what Andre Iguodala basically was saying. We had to work to get where we had to get to. Like we had to earn our stripes for real. Like now these kids are coming in from high school with NIL deals. Probably some of them in middle school, if they're good enough, probably got NILs that I don't know what the stat on that is, but I'm pretty sure it's a middle school kid out there that's hooping that's probably got some kind of NIL. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, NIL, you could get $50 and that's considered an NIL deal.
That's a fact. Okay. So, yes. I mean, but it's so... I think it is ruining the work ethic of the kids now because you can just show a glimpse of some kind of, you know what I'm saying? What's the word I'm looking for, D-Lo? Of, I'm going to just say promise for the lack of a better word. You can show a glimpse of promise going into your future and
athletic prowess.
Something of that nature to where people will be like, yo, we about to, you know what I'm saying? You should come to our school. You got NIL, you know what I'm saying? Yada, yada, yada. You can get this much money in NIL deals and endorsements and sponsorships, yada, yada, yada. And they ain't really got to work for nothing now because you're just showing that you can play. We had to be dogs coming out of high school. We had to be dogs, bro, like to earn a spot. Then even if you earned your scholarship, you had to go through spring ball and summer camp. Well, I'm talking about football at this point to actually show that you deserve to be on the roster. You can still get your scholarship took. But now these dudes got NIL and they got transfer portal to where if they're not performing, they don't feel like they're in a good situation for themselves, they can hit the portal and go where they feel like they got a better situation to perform and make something of their future. Cool. Right. But they just don't have, now everything is like, silver spoon fed to these kids to where it's like, if you don't feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, or you don't feel like the coach or the program is putting you in a good position, hit the transfer portal. We're going to evaluate what your NIL is and we're going to tell you where you got the best chance to go. It's just like, we couldn't do that. We had to literally stay for 4 years and well, if you were D1, that time you can go to the league after your first year or sometimes from high school. So that's not even really it, but bruh, like
basketball wise, you
can go straight to the pros from high school. So it's like they don't have to earn nothing now. And that's kind of frustrating, but it's like we've been on this podcast for the past year and a half, almost 2 years now, saying that they deserve to get paid for their name, image, and likeness because they've been professional athletes since the beginning of time in the NCAA. The NCAA been making money off these kids for the longest, bro, since conception. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
right.
They deserve it. How you feel about what Andre Iguodala said?
So it's kind of funny. I took it as he was talking about athletes, or he specifically said hoopers, but broadly he was talking about athletes as a whole. I thought he was talking about athletes before college.
Okay.
And you took
I just threw the transfer portal in there to where
you took it as athletes in college. Either way, about amateur air quotes there athletes that he's talking about. So I'll say it's easy for us to sit here or somebody in Andre Iguodala's shoes and chair to sit there and judge kids nowadays when, as you've mentioned, we've been on record saying these kids deserve what they are, what they have in store for them as far as the NIL deals, the type of money that they're getting thrown at them right now. I'm sure Andre Iguodala, Melo, and all these other high profile former professional athletes have said similar things as well. Like, I wish I'd have got this type of money when I was in college or in high school. And now that they've made their money, it's easy for them to say that. But I can't say definitively that the NIL is ruining young athletes, and in Andre Iguodala's case, young hoopers, because there have been many people that have gone on record and said that the AAU circuit is what's ruining basketball players specifically. And if you go further, like to other sports for young athletes, before college, you have similar type circuits, 7-on-7 circuits that you have with football nowadays.
Yep.
I don't know what baseball and all the other stuff is, but
Right.
those type of circuits are now starting to be highly publicized as what you want to do to get some type of notoriety, what you want to do to make a name for yourself. And now that the NIL is there, what you want to do in order to get the money thrown at you. So I can't say definitively that it's the NIL that's ruining young athletes. But what I do know is that money, I'll put it this way. What I do know is that when you experience success early, it does one or two things for you. It either makes you complacent or it puts
Makes you work harder.
Yeah, it puts more drive in you because you got that taste of what it actually feels like to have some type of success. You want more of it. And, I can't say that I would be any different if I got any money. I got money early on. Would I want to work harder if I was able to set my parents up in a better situation and I don't have to worry about money for a while? When adversity hits, am I going to, push through that? Who's to say? You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I mean, like I said, like I started out, it's easy for us to sit here and judge kids because of what they got or what they're taking advantage of right now. But I mean,
yeah, I mean, who knows? But let me ask you this then, since you said what you said, because you said the AAU circuit, 7-on-7 circuit, football and basketball.
Yep.
So is it really, because you said that, they're using these things to make a name for themselves, get some type of notoriety, get their name out there. Is it really NIL transfer portal or is it social media? Because that's how I see. You see what I'm saying? Because that's how I see a lot of these guys, especially the 7-on-7, because I see this stuff on social media all the time because somebody getting mossed or somebody making a good pass or something, and it's all over social media. So is it marketing or is it NIL? Which one is it for real? Because that's what I really want to know. Because I mean, I think social media has a lot to do with it for real.
Social media has a lot to do with a lot of things that young people deal with nowadays. When we were growing up, we didn't have social media.
Facts.
There were ways to go viral, but your highlight tape had to be passed around many outlets, and be on point before you were viral, before you were known. The one that I think of later is the one I think of when we were get ready to go to college or in high school. One of the two was was it Cody Paul? Remember that young white running back? Was it Cody Paul?
I think so. I can't remember. I always think of what's the old boy that went to West Virginia. No, he ended up. Oh no, I'm thinking about
Austin. You talking about Tavon Austin?
Tavon Austin's. I think about what's buddy that went to LSU and he running back.
Tyron running back.
Bald head cat. Now he played for
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette, his too. Yep, it was somebody else's too. That was crazy. But yeah, I agree with you. Like your highlight tape had to be crazy
to go viral, right? Yeah, it was
to
Cody
go viral.
Paul.
Yeah,
Cody Paul was a freaking Pop Warner phenomenon. That everybody watched his highlight tape. It had to be something like that where you was just killing people. You were doing people dirty on the field or on the court back in the day in order to be recognized, in order to have some type of notoriety. Nowadays, you can just put it on social media and everybody can consume it. It doesn't even really have to be a great highlight or even a highlight tape for people to notice. And so, yeah, I think social media has done a lot to how young people feel about themselves and what they're able to do with opportunities that are presented for them because of it.
Yep, because NIL has a lot to do with how popular you are on social media. It has a lot to do with
Right.
that. Like how many people can
How
you touch to
marketable
show
are
their how many people can you touch to show off their brand? So yeah, it might be that in general. It might not even be NIL. It might be social media for real. I ain't gonna lie. Because social media because NIL is ran by social media, to be perfectly honest with you. But
I mean, but we always look for the root cause of everything, but we never really get to the root cause of it. People kind of pick and prod around it, but they never really
pinpoint what it really is.
Finger on it. And so, because NIL is such a new thing, because these kids nowadays, we really don't know how much money these guys are getting and gals are getting from NIL deals, but we can only imagine based off of some of the things that we've seen and some of the numbers that have been thrown out there, what they're getting. And so because that is the thing nowadays, we're saying like that is the reason why players coming from college to the pros aren't as fundamentally sound as they once were back in the day, or polished, right? Or players coming from high school to college aren't as fundamentally sound as they were back in the day because of NIL. But I think you're onto something. I think it could be just a whole host of things, but social media may be the root cause of it.
Mm-hmm. But moving into the next one, bro, like, listen, bro, what's going on? What's going on with Jamarcus Russell, G? Because for those that don't know, that's not in our age bracket, and most of y'all who watch our podcast is, Jamarcus Russell was one of the best quarterbacks coming out of high school and college, and went to LSU, killed it, number 1 overall pick to go to the Raiders. Ended up being one of the biggest, probably the biggest, is made it arguably the biggest draft bust in NFL history. He's coaching or was a part of the program at his alma mater. Was it Williamson High School? And he's being accused of stealing donation money from the school, bro. So what's going on with Jamarcus Russell, man? Like, what is his thought process, bro? I know he ain't in the league no more, but what is going on with bro?
I mean, I'm not going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about him specifically, but I'm not going to talk about him specifically. I'll just say this. It is an unfortunate situation for Jamarcus Russell. As you mentioned, he's already being considered one of the biggest NFL draft busts of all time after being picked number 1 overall by the Oakland Raiders in 2007, signing a $61 million contract. $32 million of it is guaranteed. And now other things have come out about him not really taking it serious, never watching not even a single lick of film, so on and so forth. So all of that is damning to his character. Then this type of stuff comes out, right? As far as him stealing money from his alma mater. $74,000 is what they're saying that he took from his alma mater. My question is, one, you said, well, your question was, why is it, what was he thinking? I don't know what he's thinking. My question is, when is enough enough? Like, when do we say as a culture, like, we gotta, why are our athletes the one that always are in the news for being broke? When are we going to say, hey, all right, listen, you guys making this money, let's figure out how we can help you keep this money. Because the individuals that have it, they can, in the long run or in the future, help their community or help somebody in their community. And not saying that people without money can't help in their community, but, money can help stretch things a long way. And signing these big multi-million-dollar contracts, generational wealth changing, family tree changing money. And then 10, 12 years later, NFL statistic, 15.7% of athletes that retire within 12 years, they file for bankruptcy. In the NBA, 6.1% of players who retire after 15 years file for bankruptcy. We know that those leagues are, the NBA is 70% black, NBA is 53% black. So, I mean, it's not just our athletes that deal with it, our black athletes that deal with it, but if we're looking at those statistics, with them being who they are in the league, what they represent, we can only imagine that the majority of them are black that deal with this. I say all that to say, when is enough enough? Like, I mean, I'm really tired of hearing about our athletes dealing with stuff like this because they're having money issues after signing multi-million-dollar contracts, having these big contracts that they have. And they end up on the news for stuff like this, taking money from some organization or some school or some person, or owing this amount of money. It's enough is enough, man. I'm really tired of hearing about this. And I know you want to talk about Jamarcus Russell, but it's like,
nah, it's not even that comical. I want to talk about him. Yeah, but
it's comical, right? Like when you first read it, it's comical. It's like another one, right? That's crazy. But then you like, all right, man, come on. When we going to address this? Like, when is this really going to be something that we try to change? Because it has to change. It has to. Our culture has, bro. I'm not going to say we don't have a good sense about money, but it just seems like our culture doesn't understand how to keep money and how to make it work. You know what I mean? And I'm not one of them, really, but it's just crazy.
I've been saying on the show a couple of times, man, we need to have some kind of we need to put together some kind of service for these guys, that like some kind of mentoring, or, you know, some kind of service for the athletes coming in to try to tell them how to spend their money, how to save, how to put it in stocks and women and all these other. We need to put together some kind of agency, bro, so they can have somebody to talk to whenever they having some kind of issues, because they clearly don't have that. But for those that don't know, just to have a little bit of backstory of why he's stealing this donation money. The money was donated, and I'm reading it straight from this report. The money was a donation to the Williamson football program on behalf of a business, Selwant Enterprises, who is a local building company. Chris Knowles, who's the owner of the company, wrote the check. So according to court documents, Jamarcus Russell deposited and cashed a $74,000 check at Navigator Credit Union in July of 2022. He was issued $55,000 of that up front as a loan from the credit union until the check cleared. So, bruh, like, where is the $36.4 million that you earned over your career, bro? Where that money at? Like, I don't like D-Lo said, I don't understand. And I can't even explain it, bro. I can't explain it, because I can only imagine hindsight 2020, looking from the outside looking in, what I would do with $36.4 million. And you know, I was there for less than a year, but I didn't earn that kind of money. But it's like $36.4 million, bro. Like, there's no way over the past, where he was drafted in 2007, over the past 17 years, that I would be broke. But I can say that now, but if I had it, I don't know you know what I'm saying? But I think I'm smart enough with my bread to where, you know, I've been through some kind of adversity to this age now that I'm at now, that I would be like, okay, this is what I would do with my bread. Put it in stocks, you know, do this, save this money, you know, put this in some kind of 401k or some kind of, put it somewhere to where it can build money for me. Like, I'm not wasting away $36.4 million to where I have to steal $74,000 from my high school. Like, what would Coach Butt say to me if I said if I'm trying to get donations and he find out that I stole $74,000 from East Smith High School? What would he say? What would Coach Butt say to me, bro? Like, I'm just hearing him now in my ear. Sticks, what you got? Like, come on, bro. Like, bruh. I don't know, D-Lo, man. It just don't make no sense to me, dog.
It's wild, man. It's just wild. It's wild. And we understand. We understand the jock tax. We understand the type of money that's taken out of their check. So $32 million probably was actually 16 million, 18 million, somewhere around there, right? That's still.
And he played in California, so their state taxes are higher.
$15+ million that he made in his career, that actually went into his bank account.
But still, that's 15 million. D-Lo.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. So like, yeah, okay, we get it. But dog, it's just I'm sorry that I took it that route, man. But
no, you good,
like,
bro.
It's like, bro, like,
another one of our brothers, bro.
Enough is enough, man. And
It's
I wish I was one that could be in the situation that could mentor and help players. And I know I'm a little man. I'm totem pole. I don't really have much going for myself. I mean, I am successful.
Come on, bro. You got plenty going for yourself. In life. Yeah, for sure.
I know I'm successful who I am in life, but in the grand scheme of things, I still have a lot of work to do. But dang, it's just like another one of our people, man. Like has had it, was there, saw the glory. Hard to be humble when you're stunting on a jumbotron type stuff, right?
For sure.
All of this money, and then not even 15 years later from being at the height of your career, the height of who you are as a person, up here on the ladder, and you're broke. It's just I'm tired of seeing it, man. Tired of seeing it.
If ain't nobody seen it, man, there's literally a documentary out there called Broke, and they talk about NFL players on it. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but when I watched it probably about a decade ago, it was on Netflix.
And it's ESPN still 30 for 30.
And it's still relevant to this day. Still relevant to this day, bro. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, D-Lo.
Sticks, episode 68, man. So we didn't talk about we mentioned earlier that we talk about a new format. What's the new format, man? Let's let them know what the new format is before we get up out of here.
So listen, man, listen. So we trying to make sure that we stand up on the current events and the topics a little bit more frequently for y'all. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start recording on Tuesday nights and Friday nights. So that way, whatever happens over the weekend, we can bring it to you on Tuesday. Whatever happens between Tuesday and Friday, we can bring it to you on Friday. So that way we bringing y'all, we're not behind on whatever the news and the current events are. So we
way behind because we used to be
we used to be way behind. Yeah. So we're trying to make sure we stay up to date for y'all and bringing y'all all the news and all the topics a little bit sooner to where it's fresh on your mind and where it's still happening to where people can have conversations about it. So that's the new format. We recording twice a week for y'all now, man. So let's get it.
Yeah, because I mean that's really what we're here for. Is like it's a lot of times where we're reporting on stuff and not saying that it's not accurate, but it's not entirely. We might miss small details here and there. Y'all get on us for that.
For sure.
But that's really not. We're not here to be journalists. We're here to start conversations. We want y'all to jump in the conversation and talk to us about what's going on, right?
Because, and if we wrong, if just like I've been doing, if we wrong, correct us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just you can correct us. We don't mind it at all. We take the criticism to heart. But go ahead. I'm sorry, D-Lo.
Nah. But I mean, really, it's just about a conversation. We're all about conversation. We need more conversation in this country rather than people sticking to their extremes of what they believe. Now we need more in that middle. And we're just doing it through sports and entertainment, and hopefully you get a couple laughs from us. But you the story and the complex topics that we talk about, you understand.
For sure.
You got to look at it from more than one angle to really understand and get an understanding of what could be going on in the situation.
That's a fact, D-Lo. That's a fact. I couldn't have said it better myself, bro.
Yeah. But anyway, man, episode 68 in the books. Thanks for tuning in to Too Complex. Remember that life is short and oftentimes complex, but when it becomes too complex, don't be afraid to lean on those that you love the most to help you find simplicity and balance in life. Stay prayed up in this crazy world we live in. A few requests thrown above can return you peace and sanity. Thanks for loving us and supporting this podcast. It means a lot to us. We're sending our love right back to you. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, and also follow us on all of your social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And as always, if it ain't too complex, it ain't complex at all. Till next time, we'll see you when we see you. Salute.
Salute.